Okay, so today I want to talk about bitterness. Um, when you're in a abusive situation, bitterness is certainly a risk. Bitterness can be defined as um, holding a grudge, wanting revenge, um, not letting it go. I'm sure most people have met bitter old men or women where it doesn't matter what the conversation is, somewhere in there they wind up talking about how some person somewhere in their life did them wrong. I knew a woman one time who could not get over the way her sister fussed with her about how she cleaned the house. I mean, this was like 70 years ago, and she was always talking about it. So, that's bitterness. Um, Good examples of that, in my opinion, are when your spouse, doesn't take the hair out of the bathtub, and it drives you nuts, and you just get madder and madder and madder about it, and you start doing things to get back at them for not taking the hair out of the tub. Whatever it is, when you start getting vengeful, want to take revenge, you're just seething with rage and anger about this particular issue. That would be bitterness. Now, many times as an abused spouse, I would go talk to my clergy. Remember, this is over 25 years, so it's not just one clergyman. It's a whole host of different ministers and teachers and whatever. So I would talk to them about what was going on in my family. And they would ask, what's going on? What's happening? Why are you feeling like there's a problem? And so I would relate to them some examples of what was happening in the family. Invariably, almost without exception, the teachers, ministers, pastors, whatever, would listen for a time, and then they would say to me that I was being bitter and I needed to forgive. Now, let's say you meet a friend in the grocery store. Let's say this person has cancer. So you ask how they're doing. And they rattle off a whole list of procedures and hospital stays and, chemo treatments and problems with insurance and, yada-da-da-da-da-da-da. Does that mean they're bitter? Or does that just mean they're telling you? I think there's a big difference. Let's say this person survives the cancer and they begin a foundation to help people that have their particular kind of cancer. Does this mean they're bitter about their experience? I don't think so. I think it means that they can empathize now with people who have that particular kind of cancer, and they want to help do something about it. So if you're in a situation and you're talking to people and they tell you you're bitter, really examine your life, because you may be. If you're always talking about a particular example, you're always bringing up, how horrible this person is. You're always, you can't have a conversation without talking about how terrible this person is. Maybe you are bitter. But if somebody asks what's going on in your life and you tell them, I don't think that's necessarily bitterness. This is Becky Kameen with helptohealnow.org. I've been there. Together, we can make a difference. we can make a change.